doing? All right, I was recently in a kind of awkward situation I just want to share with you. Get this out. Maybe it's a future warning for yourselves. But recently I'm at a football game, and I show up at the football game and I notice in the seat next to me is a little guy, a midget. And that's not awkward at all. I mean, that's not the awkward part. This football game goes on, and somehow the Bengals score a touchdown, and afterwards everybody's giving each other high fives, and I found myself in this really weird position. I give everybody high fives, and next thing I know, I find myself face to face with this midget with the high fives going. Well, I should say face to crotch. So he's got the high fives going, and it was at that moment, I absolutely froze up and I panicked. And I learned 3 really valuable lessons that day. I'll never forget them. First lesson I learned was, when you find yourself face to face with a midget and he has his hands in the air, it is not an open invitation to pick him up. Secondly, if you do make the mistake of picking him up, do not throw him up in the air like you're throwing your little brother. And thirdly, if the little creepy bastard asks you to do it again, don't. Because it just gets creepier from there. Alright, give you a heads up on that. Sucks being a daydreamer. I've got this problem since I was a little kid, I'm just always daydreaming. And it kind of always gets me in trouble. Like recently I'm at an airport, and I'm daydreaming away. But the problem was I found myself daydreaming out loud. So that's normally not a problem, most people probably do that, except for on this day I happen to be thinking about orangutan porn for some reason. And, to me that's not weird. But, the other thing is the people that happen to hear it, which, normally nobody hears it, but just happen to be a group of nuns standing across from me, so they didn't get it. But it amazes me the fact that there's still these door-to-door salesmen around. Like, I don't know if you've had one come to your house in a long time, but it's just, I'm really uncomfortable when you come to my house and you're trying to sell me something. There's just something not right with that. It's really awkward for both parties in that fact. But, it's like, for an example, it's like, well, let me just stop you right there. I appreciate the 20-minute dissertation on the value of a Kirby vacuum. But as you can see behind me, my one-room apartment is entirely linoleum, so I bid you good day. Then you've got these people, who the hell buys encyclopedias anymore? Isn't that Google? Didn't Google kind of do away with encyclopedias? It's like, hey buddy, I got Google. Right. But the best, mark this word, the best salesman you will have come to your door is by far these religious fanatics. The little boys on the bikes that come around your house. The best. Let me tell you why. It's like, fellas, let's just stop you there. I'm not currently looking for the Lord. But I know your boss is majored in carpentry, not marketing. But it seems to me, I would think, instead of sending a bunch of boys on bicycles to spread the word, if he'd send a bunch of, hot girls with big boobs riding pogo sticks, then I might be more interested in believing. It's like, oh yeah, Daddy believes now. But any Catholics? Catholics in here? Now you'll get this joke. But never really went to church much as a kid. Never just really went a lot. And I noticed one thing. I was asked one time to be in my buddy's wedding, and he's Catholic. Really Catholic. And it was really a big deal to them. They had this bishop or something like that, whatever you call him, that was going to wed them. And it was this big deal. And this guy rolls up in a giant limo, and he's got this big posse with him. All these guys roll out with him. I guess it'd be pawns and rooks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what hangs out with the bishop. And right off the bat, me and this guy just did not get along because when I introduced myself to him, I kept referring to him as Reverend. And apparently they don't like, that's beneath them. They don't like being referred to as Reverend. But anyway, I was so uncomfortable during this wedding. They had a mass before the wedding. So the whole time this thing's going on, I have no idea what I'm doing. There's people kneeling, standing, chanting. The Catholics in here will know what I'm talking about, but I have no idea what's going on. And I think at one point the guy next to me looks over and he says something about, may my keys be with me or something. I don't know what he said. I'm like, hey buddy, may the keys be with you too. That'd be a long walk home without them. But by far the most dangerous thing I've had happen to me as far as religion goes is, one time I went to church with my grandmother. So I show up at church with her, and the problem is the church my grandma would go to is one of these churches where they speak in tongues. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but I mean, to get serious with you for a moment, it's the scariest crap you'll ever see in your life. So, I mean, I recommend if you're ever thinking about changing to this religion, you at least YouTube it, do something. Do not walk in there and experience this firsthand. It is very scary. So, you know, I show up, and it took me about 1 minute to figure out I am freaked out. So I bolt out of the room, and I hide in the back of the corner of the, the toilet stall, and I'm doing my own praying. I'm like, oh God, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. These people are crazy. And it was at that moment the Reverend chose the absolute creepiest way to come check on me. So I'm in the bathroom, and I'm doing my own praying, and I hear, Jason, 1, 2, the preacher's coming for you. I haven't been back since. That's my time. Thank you.